Yes.
Do you notice the way all of our children are being born submerged underwater? Salt lines piling up at the intersections of where their tear ducts meet release. No one has warned them of the weather changes 10 years from now, of the icebergs they will hit, of the tsunamis that will drown them, all things that will affect their lives that are beyond their control. No one has warned them of this. I know this because no one warned us when we were their age, the way no one warned my parents before they migrated so far away from home, America. Did you know that my people were doing just fine before you arrived? That we had this life thing down on lock. Our mother was the ocean. When we sought out direction, every time we lost our way, we knew how to read the stars in climate change, so we always knew our way back home to one another. My family came over from the islands because the U.S. claimed that it was the land of opportunities. That once I am born, I can go to school in a place that will take me further in life than what they assumed any lesson that a teacher in Samoa could ever take me. That here, in this adopted homeland, I will get my high school diploma the way my father never did. That I will get my college degree the way my mother never will. When I graduated from college last year, I learned that college didn't teach me how to think critically. It taught me what to think critically about. It gave me a place to find my voice and speak out. It gave me tools on how to ask questions like, where are all my people at right now, and how come they're not here with me? But now, here I am, a high school diploma and college degree in each hand, and I am struggling to find the joy in my parents' American dream for me, because every time I find myself in search of the ocean here in California, when I am homesick for my homeland, thousands of miles away, I touch it. And what a nightmare it is to, instead of feeling water, all I feel are the hands of the children in my community grabbing at me because they're sinking, all of who've been left behind, despite what this country vowed to never do. Who cares if I am one Pacific Islander who graduated from both high school and college, when there are thousands of youth just like me who are struggling to do the same, and some that may never will. And this is the reason why I never blame any of them, why I never blame our parents, our people, for why this education system here has set them up to fail. So when they get their grades back and every D and F makes them feel too stupid to come back to school the next day, but come back anyways because they're hungry, and a bag of hot Cheetos and grape soda is a better breakfast than swallowing stale air, because there was never enough food to feed the whole family, so the lunch lady fed them instead, while the classroom kept their minds empty. None of our kids are paying attention, not because they don't understand, but because everyone is force-feeding them an education that they have no connection to. What does the French Revolution and the Spanish Inquisition teach them, other than who colonized the rest of the world first and when? Why isn't anyone teaching them about the Pacific Islands, about something that they may actually enjoy and take pride in? How come none of the teachers are asking our children what they want to learn, or asking them how well do they know how to read and write? Why isn't anyone asking them what their dreams look like out loud? Instead, everyone is giving up on them. And if they're not, they're only teaching them how to graduate from high school, but not how to get into college. It's no wonder our kids are still getting by, but barely getting through. No one is listening to them, yet everyone turns around and demands their respect. No wonder our kids lash out and get themselves caught up in the struggle of the streets, because when your community is built by the city, and the city puppeteers the lifestyle you'll lead, implanting liquor stores and making D's on every corner to ensure obesity and health problems, crippling housing projects that are dirt cheap enough for our families to afford to ensure poverty, and keeping us in the working class, and never bothering to put in a youth center to keep them out of trouble, or a rehabilitation center to keep them away from crooked cops who make a sport out of throwing them into prison, or a community center so that our people can finally begin to heal. All spaces that aren't necessarily over the top or life-changing or remotely revolutionary. I think just a space that will teach the young the basics if they want to survive, like how to cook, cut hair, how to create your own bank account, how to fill out a job application, how to read the words on a job application correctly, how to turn their skin from target practice into teacher, how to tell their teacher not to make them out to be the dumbest one in class, how to swap out a gun for a book, how to go to school instead of another friend's funeral. If it takes a village to raise a child, then we have to stop making our children out to be the problem, and start taking responsibility for their upbringing, and start questioning what our public schools are teaching them, and demand that our children be the #1 priority. We, as a state, California, spend more money making prisons than making colleges. We spend more money on the military than we do on textbooks. Our children aren't failing us. The system has failed our children. This is a call to action, to every parent, every minister, every teacher, and school administration, to all of the community members. It is time that we come together as the village that once raised us. And we raised our children by our own accords the way we once did before all of this madness ensued, because our children are tired of being ignored. They are humble in their existence. It does not bother us with reminders that without them, our people are nothing. That because of them, our people are everything. Our land stays afloat and alive. When they aren't well, when we neglect their vitality and our survival, when we pollute them or misuse them for our own personal gain, we will have no other choice but to live with our pain when we lose them. They are the reason for all that remains. They are the truth. They are today. The time is always now.